Hi, welcome to lesson 12F, the vector between 2 points. The goal of today's lesson is to determine and manipulate equations involving the vector between 2 given points. So we've looked at position vectors and we've looked at other vectors that could be represented, for example, something like this. And these types of vectors are relative to the origin. Okay, so this is given the position of this point 2, -3 relative to the origin. There are some times where we have 2 points, 2 other points, and we need to find the vector between those 2 points. So instead of relative to the origin, relative to each other. So for example, point A here is A1, A2, point B is B1, B2. We see the x-coordinate of point A is A1, the y-coordinate of point A is A2, likewise B1 is the x-coordinate for point B, and B2 is the y-coordinate of point B2. So if we look at the position vectors of both of those 2 points, we know that the position vector OA is A1, A2, and the position vector OB is B1, B2. So then if I want to find the vector between A and B, so that would be B relative to A, so if we're saying this point B, which is the head of this vector from A to B, B relative to A, I can then say, well, we can use kind of paths to get there. So if I'm going from A to B, I can go through point O, the origin, to get there. Okay, so from A to B, I'll go vector AO, so it's kind of the reverse position vector, and then from OB. So like we did before with addition of vectors in the last lesson, we're just going to be adding the like components. And so because we don't have the because the position vector is OA and this is AO, what we're going to do is we're going to turn that around to be negative OA. So AO is negative OA, and we're going to be adding that to vector OB. And then what we can do is turn this, like just change them around. So we go OB minus OA. Okay, so going from A to O, A to the origin, and up to B is the same as going from A to B. And AO is just the negative of OA. And OB, we know, is B1, B2, and minus OA, which is A1, A2. Therefore, vector AB can be found by B1 minus A1, B2 minus A2. So we're just taking the components of the point that is taken as relative to the other point, and we're subtracting the points or the coordinates of the second point, or I guess the initial point of the vector, from the components of the vector or the point in reference, from the head of the vector. So we take the components of the head, we subtract the components of the tail, and that gives us the new vector AB. And so that is basically the long and the short of it. We'll of course go through examples tomorrow in class, and I'll ask you to go through or glance through some of the questions tonight, just to familiarize yourself with some of the questions that will be asked for your practice questions. And then in the meantime, you can also take a look at the examples in the textbook to kind of get another view of this type of operation. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in class.